What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another Daily Deck Tech video, and back with another viewer request. And today, we have Omega Heartless Evolution. But before we get into that, if you like the Daily Deck Techs, or Magic for the Working Class, the series where I do deck techs for under $100, those are on Mondays and Fridays. Budget options to expensive Commander cards, that's on Sundays, or anything else in between, including my new History and Magic mixed together, where I make custom commanders out of historical figures and then build deck techs out of them. Feel free to subscribe. You don't have to, only if you feel I've earned it. But without further ado, enough of me yapping, and let's get into it. So, Omega Heartless Evolution. I had a deck tech for this a couple months ago, but, you know, if people request another one, I'm going to do another one. I want this to be a community-driven channel. So, we have an 8/8 for 5 generic in Simic colors, and Wave Cannon. When Omega enters, for each opponent, tap up to 1 target non-land permanent that opponent controls. Put a stun counter, put X stun counters on each of those permanents, and you gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. So the core concept here is we're going to ramp, we're going to get a bunch of non-basics out, and then we are going to stun things and hopefully blink Omega and do a bunch of fun stuff that way. Just lock down our opponents and eventually beat them to death. Omega is an expensive commander, so ramping will be important in this deck. Alright, let's look at our supporting cast. I will say, to start us off, there is one card that the requester specifically wanted in here, and that was Y'shtola Rule. A 3/5 for 4 generic and double blue, so all expensive in its own right. At the beginning of your end step, exile target creature you control. We're going to probably choose Omega. Then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Then, if it's the first end step of the turn, there's an additional end step after this step. So an interesting little thing you can do there, giving yourself an additional end step. Another card like this that we are running is Thassa, Deep Dwelling. As long as your devotion to blue is less than 5, it's not a creature. And at the beginning of your end step, exile up to 1 other target creature you control. Then return that creature to the battlefield under your control. So kind of the same blinky thing, you just don't get the extra end step there. And then we are also running Displacer Kitten in here, which is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. This card's very strong, like very, very strong. As long as you have anything at instant speed, it's going to be very hard for your opponents to kill Displacer Kitten or anything else that any other non-land permanent that you control, for example, your Omega. We do have Bonnie Powell, Clear Cutter, the Paul Bunyan we have at home, 6/5 for 3 and a green and double blue reach. And when Bunny Paul Clear Cutter enters the battlefield, create Bow, a legendary blue Ox creature token. With this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. And whenever you attack, draw a card, and then you may put a land card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. For those who played a lot of Thunder Junction, that was not me, this is a Paul Bunyan analog. Paul Bunyan is an American tall tale about a dude who had a giant blue ox and they wrestled, and that's how the Grand Canyon got formed and things like that. They were a lumberjack. I would assume nobody in the modern era like really knows who these tall tales were. But let me know if there's a Pecos Bill or John Henry analog character for each of those two as well in the set. We have Coiling Oracle. When Coiling Oracle enters, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, you get to put it in your hand. So at bare minimum, it is card replacement. Elvish Mystic is in here as a mana dork, same with Land War Elves. We have ourselves Evolution Sage Landfall. Whenever land enters, you proliferate, so that way you can proliferate all those fun little stun counters that you have. Spark double your Omega to have 2 Omegas, and then blinking Spark Double brings it back as well. It will come in with an additional 1/1 counter on it, and it's not legendary. Excellent. We have Lulu Stern Guardian. Whenever an opponent attacks you, choose target creature attacking you, put a stun counter on it, and then you can pay 4 to proliferate. Oracle Madiah lets you play lands off the top of your library, and you can play an additional land. So that's pretty good. Overlord of the Hauntwoods, Impending 4. I never play these for the impending cost. I hate my opponents seeing things coming a mile away, and I also hate that it gives them 4 turns to deal with it. It's just like useless once it's impending. So just casting it for 5 in green is very easy. But when it enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token named everywhere that is every basic land type. We have Pond Prophet. When it enters, draw a card. Very straightforward little replacement card. Sky Coach Conductor, Flash, Flying, Vigilance. This creature enters prepared, and its instant is all aboard. Exile target non-pilot creature you control, then return it to the battlefield. So it's a prepared way to blink your commander. We are running Tatiova in this because we are going to be ramping, so getting card advantage and life gain off of that is a very strong ability. We have Tireless Provisioner, Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, create a food or a treasure token. And Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. When Uro enters the battlefield, sack it unless it escaped. And when Uro enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you can put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. And then, of course, its escape cost is double green, double blue, and exile 5 other cards from your graveyard, which shouldn't be too bad because we're going to have a whole bunch of ramp. For our ramp, we have Circuitous Route. You can search for up to 2 basic land cards and or gate cards and put them on the battlefield. We have Cultivate, we have Explore. So the ones that grab like basics are Cultivate, Farseek, Rampant Growth, right? Sky Shroud, Claim. Farseek can get non-basics as well, so I do have a cheaper mana base, so you can get some of the enter the battlefield tapped forests or islands in here. Sylvan Scrying searches for a land and puts it into your hand. Explore draws you a card and lets you play an extra land. Nature's Lore can also search for a non-basic forest and put it into your hand. Now, we do have Hour of Promise, Open the Way, and Tempt with Discovery, which each get non-basics or can get non-basics. Hour of Promise is you just search for 2 land cards. Even if you're not running deserts, I think this is an excellent 5 cost ramp spell because it lets you tutor up any lands that you want. Puts them onto the battlefield tapped. Open the Way. You pay X, where X is the number of players in the game. You can pay up to X, where X is the number of players in the game. And then reveal cards from the top of your library, and until you reveal X land cards and put those onto the battlefield, tap the rest on the bottom. And of course, Tempt with Discovery is search your library for a land card. Then each of your opponents can do the same. For each opponent who does, you get to search for another land card and put it into play. We have Procrastinate in here. Tap target creature, put twice X stun counters on it. We have Realm Sketching, create a token that's a copy of target artifact, creature, or land, which is always good. You can even do this to your Omega, and even though the copy dies, it's fine, right? Because you still are going to get a bunch of stun counters. Instance. We have Auroral Procession, return target card from your graveyard to your hand, so it's like Regrowth. We have Blur, exile a creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control, and then you get to draw a card. We are running Counterspell in the deck, as well as Negate. For more blink things, we have Displace, Essence Flux, and Planar Incursion. We have Eureka Moment, draw 2 cards. You can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Growth Spiral, draw a card, put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. We have Return of the Wild Speaker, choose 1. You can draw cards equal to the greatest power among non-human creatures you control. Omega is an 8/8, friends. Just remember that. Or non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. We also have Lifestream's Blessing, draw X cards, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Again, Omega is an 8/8. If this spell was cast from exile, gain twice X life instead, and you can foretell. Now, we didn't have anything to really add 1/1 counters on stuff, but you could always add a 1/1 counter sub-theme into this deck. Artifacts. We are running 10. We have Amulet of Vigor, which is good. So between this and Displacer Kitten, there's $100 of the deck right there. So this is $180 without 2 cards in it. But it has whenever a permanent enters the battlefield tapped under your control, untap it. We are running Arcane Signet, Talisman of Curiosity, Simic Signet, and Soul Ring because Omega costs 9 trillion mana. We do have Blade of Selves. Maybe you can get this in where you give a creature Myriad, so if you can get your Omega to attack. We have Panharmonicon and Conjurer's Closet. Panharmonicon's going to double the stun counter trigger. And Conjurer's Closet is going to let you blink something at end of turn. World Map and Expedition Map are there to fetch up some lands. And for enchantments, we have Candlekeep Sage. Commander creatures have, when this creature enters or leaves the battlefield, draw a card, so blinking is going to be good. We have Copy Land, so we can copy one of our lands. It'll be copy a non-basic, right? Spelunking, and when it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then you put a land card from your hand on the battlefield. If you have a cave, I don't think we have any caves on here. If you put a cave on the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped. We have Omen Path Journey. When it enters, search your library for up to 5 land cards that have different names. Exile them, then shuffle at the beginning of your end step. Choose a card at random, exiled with Omen Path Journey, and put it onto the battlefield. Extravagant Replication. I love this card. It lets you copy make a token copy of another target non-land permanent you control during your upkeep. So if you get this out there and then get like Omega, yes, again, the token dies, but you're going to be stunning things over and over and over. And then Inexorable Tide, whenever you cast a spell, Proliferate. For our lands, we are running 41. We are only running 16 basics. But look at the mass. Oh, we do have 1 cave in here. Urza's Cave. We have Arid Archway, Botanical Sanctum. As you can see, we do have some deserts in here too for our Hour of Promise synergy here. A lot of these are going to enter tapped, so hopefully we can get either our amulet or spelunking faster. There's our gates, plus I believe Simic Guild Gate is in here as well. Those are searchable with Circuitous Route. Temple of Mystery, the Thriving Lands, Urza's Cave. Here's a Forest Island. And here's a Forest Island. This mana base, this deck scales very well with budget. So if you want to go to the moon, throw in a bunch of expensive non-basic lands, right? But yeah, that is the build. Now let's go ahead and take a look at playtesting, shall we? We'll zoom out by 1 as always. And it looks as though Moxfield was kind and gave us 3 lands and a 1-drop mana dork. So we are going to drop this Botanical Sanctum because Botanical Sanctum enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands, which is pretty neat. And then we're going to play this Elvish Mystic. Next turn, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop Command Tower. I'm going to drop Soul Ring because that's what we drew this turn. And why did I tap that? I'm going to go ahead and drop a Lulu. So whenever an opponent attacks you, choose target attacking creature and put a stun counter on it, and then you can proliferate. So we're already at 1, 2, 3, 4. We're already at 4 mana. 5 mana here. We may as well just sit with what we have. We will say during an opponent's turn, we will go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to play Eureka Moment. We're going to draw 2, and then we can put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield. We're going to put this Yevimaya Coast onto the battlefield. Okay. Pretty good. Next turn, we draw, and we're going to play our Rimewood Falls. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7, and we can start doing fun stuff. Is it really worth it, though? Because we don't have enough mana to protect it, right? Essence Flux can protect it. So what we're going to do on this turn is actually Farseek. And we are going to search for a Plains, Island, Swamp, or Mountain card. Or Forest. This is going to take me forever to find, isn't it? Yes, it is. And holy cow. It's going to be the last card in the library. Here we go. Flowing Basin, come on. Oh yeah, it literally was the last card in the deck. There's our Tangled Islet. So, we put that in, we put this in the graveyard. And then, like I said, we're just going to end our turn. So then on our next turn, we are going to play our island. So we have extra lands, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 mana available. We are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to cast Omega. So when Omega enters, for each opponent, tap up to 1 target non-land permanent that opponent controls. Put X stun counters on each of those permanents, and you gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. So we control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-basic lands. So we will put those on there. So we gain 5 life, and we're going to stun a bunch of their stuff. And we have Essence Flux up as protection. So we're going to say somebody's going to try to kill it during an opponent's turn. We're going to Essence Flux it. We're going to exile it. And it comes back with a 1/1 counter on it. Add a counter. And everything's going to get stunned again. We gain 5 more life, so we're at 50. Right? Pretty interesting. And then we have our next turn. So we do have a bunch of stuff we can do. I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to cast Life Stream's Blessing. We're going to draw X cards, where X is the number, or is the greatest power amongst creatures we control, right? So we are going to go ahead and draw 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is pretty strong. We are going to go ahead and for 3, we're going to cast Spelunking. When Spelunking enters, we can put a land from our hand onto the battlefield. Yeah, we draw a card. We put a land into play, right? Then we're going to play a land for turn. So we have 3 mana available. I'm going to go ahead and play our Evolution Sage here. Actually, no. We're going to keep... I have to discard 2, but it'll be fine. EOT. I am going to discard Blade of... Oh, well, we'll swing in for that, right? I'll discard Blade of Selves. And... Ooh, this is difficult. Actually, Bonnie Pow. Next turn, we draw our card. I'm going to start out with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to play Tetiova. And I'm going to play Evolution Sage. I'm then going to play a Forest. So we'll gain a life, draw a card. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to play Hour of Promise. We're going to search for 2 land cards. If we control a desert, we don't control a desert. We're going to grab Seagate, and we're going to grab Manor Gate. These are actually going to enter untapped because of Spelunking. Choosing green for this one and blue for this one. This gives us 2 more, which draws us 2 cards, gaining 2 life. We are then going to... We only have 2 mana available. I'm going to play Llanowar Elves. Yeah, that sounds good. Next turn, we play this desert. But like what we can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll play Inexorable Tide. Then we'll play our desert. We then can start doing silly things here. So we're going to play 1, 2. So we play a spell, we proliferate. We're going to look at our... Can I look? View all in our graveyard. I am going to bring back Blade of Selves. We're then going to play Blade of Selves. Equip it to our Omega and start smashing in. This is a lower to the ground deck, right? So, or like lower to the ground in budget terms. So you're probably not going to be playing this at high 3 or 4. And even if somebody kills, we have enough lands now that we can get back. But then, you know, you swing in with Omega. 2 more Omegas come into play. We're gaining life. We still have things like Blur available to us to cast. So we can blink it if we need to. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.